Good afternoon. Welcome to Wolfie and the Dutch, where it's always the afternoon.
I'm Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And we didn't do an episode last week. We did a question and answer. I think it went pretty well. I
think it went pretty well,
recommend
too.
going back and listening to it if you haven't listened to it yet. It covers the first
solid episode.
5 episodes? Where we just run through everybody's comments? Yeah, because 6 hadn't come out yet. Because this is 7!
This is 7.
So...
Super is.
We got a little bit more to talk about this week because we missed last week. But really this week, I don't know if it's still happening, but Gamescom is happening or has happened or is in the process of happening. There are things from it.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about them? Let's talk about them. Let's talk about
them.
The things that matter to us in Gamescom.
The things that at least stuck out a little bit.
Yeah, the things that, because a lot comes out in Gamescom. So let's, do you want, you start
I can do
putting out some of the games that we were talking about.
Alright, so the Titanfall numero dos, we've talked about it a couple times. The beta dropped, I think today it dropped. It's live right now for the Xbox One and the PlayStation. That's the word. So today, I'm pretty sure it dropped.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different when this is listened to because of when we recorded it. But
right.
Just know that Friday is when it dropped.
Yeah, and they've showed some multiplayer from it, and I don't know if they showed any single player. I'm hopeful for it. I didn't play the first one, but I might. I might play this next one. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks all right. Looks all right.
Yeah.
Next would be Watch Dogs Dos.
Yep, didn't play the first one. Don't plan on playing the second one because Ubisoft makes me sad.
Yeah, I know it does. I love Ubisoft, but
we won't even go into Assassin's Creed.
I would like to talk about Assassin's Creed. Maybe another afternoon.
We can talk about that. But there's 7 games? Assassin's Creed and a movie.
Oh, there's more than 7 games.
There's yeah, okay,
there's
whatever.
10.
Anyways, Forza Horizon 3 has me super excited because I love the Forza games.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't play Forza Horizon 2, but I played the first one. The last Forza game I played, I think, was 6, and I got it with the Xbox One. They always look beautiful, and they're just racing games. That's literally, and I like that. It's got its concept. It's a racing game. It knows what it is, and it succeeds at it. So,
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, that's fair. Along the lines of Forza Horizon 3, I believe that the new NASCAR game is about to drop as well.
I know nothing.
I don't know that they talked about that at Gamescom, but I'm pretty sure that's about to happen. Anyway, next on the list, Final Fantasy 15 got officially delayed.
Yeah, how's that? I knew there was some rumors about it. I don't know if they had delayed it beforehand. But basically, they were like, yo, we need more time. And I feel okay with that, because I don't want to play another Final Fantasy 13. Because, wow.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, next.
Overwatch. If you haven't seen Overwatch, they put out little animation shorts. They're 7 minutes long. We're going to wrap around on this again when we do a little bit of movie news.
Yep.
But yeah, that came out. Bastion is what the short is called. Super good. Check it out if you haven't seen them. Check out this one because I think it might be their best one.
Yeah, it's a great animation too. Really enjoyable.
For Honor? For Honor.
For Honor. That game.
Was that what was released at Gamescom? I don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure. That's a good point.
I'm too far away from a computer to check.
That's fair.
Anyways,
but this
looks cool.
It looks fun. I watched the trailer. It looks like you get to just fight different types of warriors. I think there was like a Viking in their trailer and maybe a samurai, and it just everything
and
about it.
There's a knight or something as well. Yeah, it looks good. I'm excited.
Just everything about it made me happy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Along those opposite lines, everything about For Honor made me happy. Everything about this one just irritates me. Dark Souls.
You said you. Sorry, go ahead.
What? Dark Souls 3 is supposed to come out next year? Is that what it was? Next year?
I think so. Yeah, they said their release date, I think.
So
I think it was next year.
An innocent young Dutch.
Yep.
Went to the store once. Saw this game. Said Dark Souls on it. Picture had a dude with a weapon. I don't remember if it was a sword or an axe or something.
You're all getting
Dutch.
a quick peek of how the Dutch's mind works. It's very rare. This is literally how he makes life decisions. Everybody listen.
A young Dutch was in I don't remember if it was a game store or Walmart, but so the young Dutch walks into the Xbox aisle and he sees this game. It says Dark Souls on it. Dark Souls. This was the first one. This was several years ago.
Is it like Dark Souls?
Yes, the thing whispered. The disc did. It whispered. And the young Dutch, he picked it up and he looked at it and it looked super interesting. Super interesting. And so he took it to the cashier and he purchased it. And went home, put it in his Xbox, and he started to play it. And it took him 4 hours to beat the first boss.
Yeah, that's the point of Dark Souls, as some people would argue.
Yeah. So I didn't know that Dark Souls was made just for difficulty's sake.
Just to make you cry.
It's a game that is made difficult for difficulty's sake. And I didn't know that, and it made me super sad.
Hold on.
And by the time I got out of the original place, I was sick of the game.
Okay, listen.
And there was stuff that was scary, and
I am not going to argue for this game, because I am on your side.
Yeah.
Listen, I am all for difficult games, but I want it to be fair. I've played those games, and I don't like having to memorize, this guy's going to jump out behind you. This guy literally just materializes behind you, and if you don't know he's there, he kills you. And then you have to go back another 2 hours.
And start over.
It just is not... you know what the argument people make is, it's like, whoa, it's Dark Souls, it's not supposed to be fair. And it's like, you know what, fine. You play it. You go ahead and waste your life. Time. I will say that the lore is super interesting to me. Yeah, right? And it's almost like, and this is a sneak peek for what's coming up, a version that Destiny wanted to be and never could do properly. But we'll get to that soon enough, young children.
Yes, young children. Anyway, so Dark Souls 3. Hooray! Another game that only a select few will play and cry over.
No Man's Sky came out August something, 4th maybe? Pretty recently.
4th maybe? Sounds right.
Neither of us have played it.
Nope.
However, I want to say it is the first game since the Old Republic that makes me want to buy a PC game. I am actually tempted to buy it on PC to play it. And it's because a lot of people... This game is super interesting to me because I didn't really follow it up until this point. I knew there was a train full of hype, right? Like, it was massively hyped by people. But as far as I can tell, the development people never hyped it that much. Hello Games are the people that made it. They didn't hype the game, and it seems like what they said they wanted to do is what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody had these huge expectations. and they're not being met as much. But to me, it looks like kind of a Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, Minecraft survival game situation. And I love that kind of like...
Yeah, you're all about that.
Monotonous. You make your own adventure. Like, I love Harvest Moon, man. You know me. I love playing Harvest Moon.
Yeah?
There's nothing going on. I just chill out when I play that game. Yeah, dude. And that's where I'm like, man, I want to play it. So, if that sounds interesting to you, I would say either, I guess go look up somebody playing it, because that exists. But I think if you have a PS4, it would be worth picking up. I think so.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting to me, too.
You're going to have to lead the conversation a little bit on this next one, because I don't know a ton.
Oh, yes. This one was brought to my attention this afternoon by a friend of mine. And apparently, I don't follow football because I just don't really. I prefer hockey myself.
Both of us.
But yeah, even when it comes to like video games, we can pair up some NHL 16, NHL 15, all that.
It's true.
But apparently, the NCAA was sued EA about having the college football games, and they sued them because the players weren't getting compensated, and players aren't even allowed to get compensated for it.
Nope, because they're not employees.
They're students and pretty much indentured slaves, make the school money, and they're not allowed to get anything from it. Anyway,
pretty much.
That's a whole other topic, but so I believe the last college football game that came out was like in 2014, I think that sounds right.
Right.
And since then there hasn't been one because of all this legal stuff. And apparently an indie game developer, don't know which one, is going back to what EA was doing, except they're doing it right, and they're doing it up to the NCAA standards. So they're looking at not this season, but I believe next season to have another college sports game out. I don't know if they're going to do that with...
The players still aren't going to get paid for it.
No, they're not. And that's the thing about being a college athlete. You're pretty much just up a creek all the time.
If you're more interested in this, there's about a 20-minute little... Well, maybe not 20 minutes. Maybe more like 15. But John Oliver, a comedian / late night TV show host, he puts all this stuff on YouTube. He does these little like reporting, I don't know what you call it, they're 15-minute blocks. He chooses a topic and he goes in depth on it, and he's got a little bit of humor to it, and he does, if you YouTube John Oliver NCAA, he talks about the basketball side of it, the basketball version of it, and exactly how terrible it is to the athletes. And he says, if you're defending it being like, oh, well, a bunch of these guys are going to go pro, the percentage is 1.2% of a college player will go pro, which is absolutely super low out of an industry that makes billions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Anyways, I highly recommend go check out that video because he really goes into it, and it's crazy. The coach, one of the coaches, makes $5 million a year.
Yeah, some college coaches make more than professional coaches.
Oh yeah.
And another thing, let me rant on this NCAA for a second here. I didn't play college sports. I stopped playing sports after high school. But if you're on a sports trip, this is something that the same friend of mine that we were talking about this today. He said that if you're on a sports trip and you're in the hotel and you make a call from the hotel phone, and the school gets charged for it, that counts as as like the same as like taking a income from it. So if you use the phone and the school's charged, you get benched because that's an inappropriate. And it's stuff like that. Like if somebody buys you dinner, you can get benched.
I was gonna say I'm gonna raise
like
you one.
Like it's pretty bad. It's
one of the
bad.
players,
and these athletes can't even afford to eat. Like, yeah, they're getting their schooling done, but they can't have jobs because they have to be committed to their sport. And anyway, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
No, there's John Oliver talks about some of those stories, and one of them is one of the players' moms or maybe his dad dies, so the coach buys the guy lunch and then puts him on the plane, like drives him to the airport, and the kid either got benched or suspended because that's not allowed to be a decent human being. Anyways,
the coach was doing what he should do.
Yeah,
being a good person.
Being a coach.
Oh my goodness. He's being a coach. He's being a mentor.
Like, jeez. Yeah,
absolutely. Stupid incident.
Anyways, let's move on because
this is gonna make us angry.
back. Here comes.
This is gonna make us angry too.
To make sure we don't get upset, let's talk about Destiny. Because I could never get upset with Destiny.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
If this is your first time with us, go back to some earlier episodes and you can hear our abusive relationship with old Destiny.
Yeah, okay. So
take it away, Wolfie.
Destiny's new expansion, Rise of Iron.
Rise of Iron.
It's coming out August. Crap, is it August? I didn't pay attention. Or is it September? I think it's September. Yeah.
I don't even remember anymore.
Rise of Iron comes out. Gamescom, they talked about it. And basically, how do I want to go about this? Okay. They have a new area. It's called Plaguelands, which is pretty typical. Usually they add an area, but this area is on Earth. So rather than giving a new planet, because why would you want to go anywhere else in the solar system with your rad spaceship? It's in the Cosmodrome again, because if you're going to be on Earth, why not be in Russia while you're on the only planet that you're allowed to go to? Because there's nothing sweet anywhere else. And if you wanted to go to the reef, well, too bad, because we're going to blow that up, even though that was the only minor story we had in the entire series. And the Queen, listen, I love the Queen, but now she's dead.
No, you didn't love the Queen. You were in love with the Queen.
Oh, that's right, her guard person. You know what? I love them both. Too bad they're both dead.
Yeah, that's fair. Both dead.
New weapons, new gear, which is very typical.
Typical.
What's the other thing I'm missing? Oh, there's a new raid again. Typical. They always add a raid.
Always.
There's one more thing. What is it, Dutch? What am I missing?
Oh,
what is it? Is it
the new enemy faction?
Oh, you know what? That's not exactly what I'm thinking of. But if you have 4 enemy types already, why not add a 5th? That's what I always say.
That seems right.
Right? Like,
oh my goodness.
I just don't understand any of the enemies or their goals. Any of them.
Or why there are enemies.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's add a 5th.
Yeah, might as well. Do you know what they look like yet, or no?
The rumor has it that they're going to be a type of Fallen. Just based on the Rise of Iron. Because it's not like they've done that before. It's not like they have what's it called? Ooh, those Taken people? Is that what they're called? Yeah, Taken. It's not like they're just a new enemy reskin. So they're doing that. Rise of Iron. Oh, you know what? Here it is on my notes that I'm forgetting. The story, probably because it's so forgettable and non-existent.
Yeah.
They're adding more campaign missions. Probably 3 missions that don't talk about anything.
Isn't that typical?
Yeah. So it's the last expansion for Destiny. This Destiny. We're coming.
Yeah, and then there's going to be Destiny 2!
Yeah, Destiny 2, which comes out, believe it or not, 2017.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty soon.
I wonder if it's going to be a similar timeline.
See, that's what I'm thinking, is at this point...
So much has happened in the world that I don't even know.
It's such a mess. Like, as people that have been there since day one, have played every expansion except this one, which I don't know, I'm on the fence about as much as I complain.
Yeah, so am I.
Because I do love Destiny, man. Like, I do. I love chilling with my buddy and playing it.
If you were confused, I'm the buddy.
Dutch is the buddy that I play with all the time. Wished we had a third person. Probably would make the game better. Yeah,
because there's really no need for a party finder, right?
Like, no, why would you need an LFG? Finder? Especially a mass multiplayer online game with raids.
That's just absurd.
I've never seen an MMO with an LFG before. Never. It's not like that happens.
Stupid.
But you know what? I think the best idea to do is to bury it in your app, where you can post on a message board for LFGs. I think that's the best way to do it. If I was going to do it, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, Destiny 2. Tell us your thoughts below in the comments how you feel about Destiny and the possibility, well, not possible, but Destiny 2 coming in 2017 and how that feels slightly. You know, they just need to reset the story. They either need to go backwards or forwards or alternate or to the side.
I wouldn't mind going backwards.
Where rather than be on the tower, you're somewhere else and all these events are going on and have happened or are happening. I don't know. But they need to sort some stuff out.
Absolutely. Something needs to be fixed. One of these days we may actually live up to our 15 minutes and fix all of Destiny.
Yeah. So, okay, we're coming back to Overwatch. I think I said that I wanted to talk about
Overwatch.
This is just to start. We're going to do a little movie news. Just a bit. Overwatch. This is just something that bugs me. And every time an Overwatch trailer comes out, it's just like, you know what? Let's skip it. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about this?
No, let's skip it. Let's move on. Sure? Let's move on to better news. Yeah, let's move on.
You don't want to talk about it at all?
No,
it's only like one sentence.
No, let's move on.
Okay, forget Overwatch.
All right, I'll talk about it.
Oh my goodness.
It just bugs me when something like Overwatch comes out and the animation comes out, and it is beautiful. It's gorgeous. The animation is great. The shorts are amazing. But what it just grinds my gears when people
tell me what really grinds your gears.
How come Disney can't be this good? And it's like, first of all, or my favorite, this is better than Disney. That's my favorite, when somebody's like, this is better than Disney. And I'm like, first of all, no.
No.
If you're not aware, and I don't think a lot of people are, and I think that's why it bugs me, is people don't take animation seriously as an art form a lot of times. And I think that's changing.
They should.
Yeah, they should, because there's a lot of value in it. It's able to talk about things in a way that, as a society, we're just not able to talk about regularly, and that's movies in general. But specifically in animation, you can do crazy things. A prime example is the Avatar series, where they, especially like Korra, where they're talking about racial issues and like people not fitting in with society and all this really deep stuff. But they're going about it in like a really family-friendly way, but not like pulling any punches on it. Like all 3 seasons? Or 4 seasons?
Yeah, for Legend of Korra was really all about the benders versus non-benders.
But that's just the first season. And then by the 3rd season, you have like a Hitler. And you weirdly understand where she's coming from.
That's true too.
And that's one of the beauty things about animation, is it's able to do stuff like that. and it's great that it's being taken more seriously now. But the overall point I think I was trying to make was there's a sweet spot for animation, and it's about 3 to 10 minutes. And 3 to 10 minutes is, for whatever reason, there's a lot of theories behind it, but it's where you are able to make a very precise point and not lose yourself in the way that we see movies nowadays that are bloating to 2-3 hours, and the pacing is terrible. The pacing has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect for you to nail 3 to 10 minutes of animation. Everything's perfect. There's no fat. And that's why, and you know, if you're like, this is better than Disney, I want to remind you about Up and Tangled and WALL-E and Monsters Inc.
Monsters freaking Inc.
And you know, not my favorite, but people like Inside Out, Zootopia, which I will argue objectively is the best animated movie of all time. Objectively. Not my favorite, but I think you could make the case that it's the best animated movie.
That's fair.
Anyways, go. You had a point there.
I haven't seen this one yet. I've heard it's funny. I've heard it's not. But Seth Rogen's new animated film, The Sausage Party. I'm not saying I condone this movie. I've never seen it. Know a little bit about it. It's probably hilarious. It's pretty dirty as well.
I'm sure if you like Seth Rogen, then you'll like it.
When it comes to changing how people see animation as an art form, this movie is really pushing the boundaries because it's no longer going to be seen as a thing that's immature and it's just for kids. When they put more what's the word I'm looking for? Like aimed at an older audience, like animation that can be enjoyed by different age group than like 8 to 13 or whatever. Even though I still enjoy a good kids movie. I mean,
they're a lot of the times, and these kids movies are trying to aim towards the family as a whole, like at any age, and they've been doing it pretty successfully since Pixar. And there have been very serious animations, but it has never been mainstream. It's not been mainstream like Sausage Party has been. There is a very sad story with Sausage Party where the studio Nitrogen, there was a lot of internal issues, and what happened is, near the end of the contracts coming up for the animators, some people left a little early, right or wrong, and I think it's about half the animation team didn't get on the credits.
Ooh.
And these are the people that were, the backbone of the movie. And some of those people had been there for 7 years.
That's not cool.
There's a lot to be discussed about the visual effects industry in general. But anyways, moving on.
That's all I have to say about that.
To something else. Rogue One trailer, baby. Came out, and it just it's so good. I need to stop watching these trailers.
Spoiler alert.
I'm so excited. They did the one thing I didn't want them to do, though. I think I mentioned this in an earlier episode.
They showed Darth Vader?
They did. But they did it in the best way possible if they were going to show him, which they did. They did it so well. It's just him.
So good.
It's the back of his helmet, and he's just looking at a computer doing his taxes.
Yep, absolutely. He's just doing his taxes, playing some Minesweeper. Oh my goodness, yes.
Seeing that.
Did I mention spoilers?
Yeah, you did. You said it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're doing... I'm a little worried because we're still a few months from December. And
not that
there's going to be...
though. It's pretty close.
There's got to be one more trailer. And I don't...
You don't want to see any more.
I don't want them to show any more of the story. Like, I don't think I'll see the next... I don't think I'll watch the next trailer because I'm so sold on it. And I don't want...
Do you remember the first Force Awakens trailer? We went like 7 or 8 months without seeing it at all.
Yeah. It's true. I don't know. It's just like, I just want, like, I'm so interested in Donnie Yen being like this Jedi that's not a Jedi, and the Forrest Whitaker character, and I feel like there's one other character in there. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's just everything about Rogue One. Absolutely everything about Rogue One makes me super excited for the future of Star Wars.
Yeah. I think it's making be up so for good. A lot of what happened in Star Wars 7 that I didn't enjoy as much.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. That's, anyways, that brings us to the close.
That's our afternoon.
That is.
So, like I say, question and answer video we did last week. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't checked it out yet. Yes. I think you'll be pretty happy. It's shorter too. It's only
we're on the SoundCloud.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I kept reminding. Okay, so think about SoundCloud. We are on SoundCloud now. It's Wolfie and the Dutch, just like our name. And then the thing about it is, you have to pay to have unlimited amount of room to upload there. However, you get you get free like 30 gigabytes or something. Maybe lower than that. Maybe it's 15.
Okay, that's fair.
But our episodes are long enough that we can only have about 5 of them up there at a time. 4 or 5. So right now up there, I believe I have like 2 to 6 or 3 to 6. But I think like, we do this show weekly, so that means you have like 3 or 4 weeks to watch every episode. And you can download them, I think. Like, I think you can just straight rip them. Or, do you know about that, Dutch?
I'm not good with technology, you know that.
I know you downloaded the app to check it out.
I did, and it confused me, so I never went back to it.
Anyways, if you're interested in a more podcasty area, we tried to get iTunes to work. Holy, Dutch was there the whole time with me, and I tried. Yeah. I did everything I could do.
It was like 2.5 hours of reformatting and researching and reformatting, and it just ridiculous.
You can't just upload there apparently. So, anyways,
it's ridiculous.
So yeah, check that stuff out. If you liked this episode or like listening to us, go ahead and hit that little like button. Hit that subscribe button, because then you can stick around with us for next afternoon. Leave a comment. Give us a question. We'll do another question and answer, because those are super fun. Favorite it. Share it out with the world. You can check us out on Twitter. I've been trying to up our Twitter game. It's too bad I'm kind of lazy. That's Wolfie.
Neither of us are good at Twittering.
It's true. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say on there.
Nope.
So check us out there if you want to. And everyone, as always, I am Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And we will see you next afternoon.